jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports.
Big shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-side official. No negotiation needed, period. You already know. WCS, the first in the building. Yes, what it do, man. Appreciate everyone who supports the channel as always. And we have, two fighters of the first family. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they're the only family that's in boxing, but they got some talent in the family. You know what I'm saying? They got some talent that's young and will, once they continue to put away these calendars, make their presence known and hold down their place in the sport of professional boxing. Already Jahi Tucker is on deck. You know what I'm saying? 10-1-1. His last fight was a majority draw, which is one of his most exciting fights. You know what I'm saying? One of his most exciting fights. And I just want to get, come on here and do a live because they need to be, highlighted. Because, Jahi came on the scene extremely early. You know what I'm saying? The LeBron James of boxing. Unfortunately, he couldn't hold on to that because other people wanted to take it and steal it. You know what I'm saying? I guess it ain't stealing when somebody else acquire it, and use it just like them. But who did it first? Of course, it was Jahi Tucker who crossed over and stepped in the ring and made his presence be felt. You know what I'm saying? The good thing about these two guys is that they got a killer instinct about them. Like, they're cool out the ring. You know what I'm saying? Very low-key dudes. Really don't wear all the ego on their sleeve and walk around like they tough anything. But split them MF and ropes. It's a different story. You know what I'm saying? And that's the dangerous part about it. When you got two people that can walk around and they look like they nice. You know what I'm saying? Like they're extremely nice individuals, and you know what I'm saying, they just going about their business. But if it comes to boxing, they have a killer instinct about them that not every kid can be taught that. You know what I'm saying? When you get your kid ready for those of you that do it, and I've attempted in multiple, martial arts. I just didn't want to stay in one combat sport. But for those individuals who have these young kids who's competing in boxing, boxing is a tough ass sport. It's one of the only sports where you got to take damage, to the head, just to prepare yourself to go in there and fight on fight night. MMA, you're doing leg kicks, you're doing takedowns, and you're doing striking. Boxing, you're throwing your left and right hand, and it's not no pancreation type stuff when you just hitting to the neck down. No, you're punching them in the head. But the good thing about Jahi's experience up to this point is that he's proven himself that he's legit. He's official. You know what I'm saying? He's proven that he can box. He continued to get better with every fight. He's proved that his skill set has a lot to it. It continues to evolve too. But he has a lot of areas to it. He has a lot of positioning when you see him fight that's not taught in the ring. I mean, that's not taught in in the gym. some of that you have to have within you. You know what I'm saying? It has to be in your rhythm and flow. And then you can see what's being taught in the gym. You can see the remediation process. You can see they come in shape. I know when he dropped the scales for the first time. You know, they was acting like he didn't take it serious. You know what I'm saying? And he had a growth spurt. You know what I'm saying? He was growing, so he had to move up to 154 and go up to the next stage. A lot of fighters went through that. You know, Zayas had to go through it. You know, plenty of fighters. You can't just hang out at that weight division and cut weight healthy, and then stay around and get that experience. You got to move on. But he's a special talent, man. You know, in the professional ranks. Real talk. He has unlimited potential in professional sports. His work ethic, you know what I'm saying? His overall versatility, you know, to be able to market himself. One of the best interviews, you know, fighters that I've interviewed in boxing. You know what I'm saying? One of the best fighters I've seen up close and personal, performance-wise. You know what I'm saying? It's good for me to have the pleasure to even, you know, cover him while he's so young, and to see where he at now to where he's going to be later on in the future. Only 21 years of age, and he's already been all over the screen. Of course, the goal is to you know, get a world championship. That's the goal. But in the process, before that happens, you have to continue to work. You know, he got a solid team. You know, he has Shaw News over there working, improving. Grew tremendously, man. You know what I'm saying? I sent him a text and I said, man, you know, I wasn't even trying to talk to him like he a youngin' or nothing like that. But I was just trying to tell him that I was proud to see his growth, because I seen where he was previously, you know what I'm saying, back then to where he is now. He's done changed the game like crazy. You know what I'm saying? Even got his daughters involved. That's not easy to do, to get your kids to do what you're doing. That's not easy, to get them to have that work ethic. You know what I'm saying? But as a whole, man, Team Tucker, man, you know, good people. You know what I'm saying? Very respectful. I wish nothing but the best for him moving forward in his team. You know what I'm saying? You know, just moving around on fight week, everything, you know, just everybody know what they supposed to do. I remember when his pops, music, you know, we was sitting in the suites in the clouds, and he said, you see, this is what I like. Everybody's doing their own thing. What he meant was that nobody was up here, you know, doing too much, being a distraction. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was pretty much doing their own thing. You know, we was looking through our media, you know, that we had did. It wasn't nobody over there doing too much to the point where somebody said, hey, you know, so-and-so might need to go down to the lobby, you know, because, you know, he doing too much up here. She's doing too much. That wasn't the case. It's just everything works out smooth, man, when they on deck. And they got their routine on how they do shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Coach Terry, you know what I'm saying? All them cats that be on deck. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jahi Tucker, because he is one of the most entertaining fighters. You know what I'm saying? Screen, beat off, climbing that ladder at 154 pounds. Boxing is tough, man. I commend Coach Tucker, man, because that shit's hard, bro. You know what I'm saying? The job these black fathers, and any father, white fathers, Mexican, you know what I'm saying, these boxing fathers, especially the black fathers that's in the game. You know what I'm saying? The black fathers that's in the game, they sons boxing. That's tough, man. That's tough to be in here training your son and then trying to be a father too. That don't always work out. Sometimes it work out, sometimes it don't. That's tough, man. That's just tough as hell. I ain't gonna lie. I remember when I put my son in jiu-jitsu, and it was this female, when he was just starting out, it was this female that's been there longer than him. And, you know, she was just kind of having her way. putting him in positions, choking him out and stuff. I had to remediate with him certain areas of jujitsu he hasn't experienced yet. But due to somehow, some way, he kept being paired up with this young female. I had to show him some things. I said, this is how you defend that. This is how this happened. And I ain't gonna lie, I did put submissions on him a little bit and let him get the feeling of what it feels like to be choked and to breathe. To breathe while you in a submission attempts. Breathe. You gotta relax. You gotta tuck your chin. You gotta do a 2-on-1. Make sure you loosen it up. And he improved. But boxing, man, the hours these fathers put in with their kids is crazy, man. I don't know at this point. I know for a fact at this point I wouldn't be doing that. I wouldn't do it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be doing it. I have to have somebody else do it. Because back in the day I was very competitive whatever I did. But my competitiveness, I guess since I don't have, these kids is competing at the highest level, my attitude is the way it is. Maybe if I had a kid that was competing at a high level, you know what I'm saying, even in the amateurs, it'll be different. But I commend Coach Tucker, commend Shaw News, Coach Terry, Joe Daney, you know what I'm saying, for them getting these guys ready. His brother Jamali Tucker, had the opportunity to interview him, man. Good young man. Don't want to call him a kid because he fight like, he fight like everybody that's in there. It's a situation that he gonna take care of. You know what I'm saying? Mad talented. Southpaw. He came down here to Georgia and almost put a kid in the ambulance. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad it didn't go as long as it did. But to be honest, that was the first time I seen him spar. So I was caught off guard. I seen, Jahi do his thing. So I was expecting what I was expecting with that. But when it came to Jamali, though, $1 million Molly, he went in there. All I heard was, I said, God damn, don't it supposed to be an EMT in the building for this type of activity? What the hell going on? And then they shut that down quick. Nope. And then that was my introduction to Jahi's little brother, man. Shit. He ain't small he ain't little in the ring though. You know what I'm saying? That's a tough dude. Both of them tough, man. And as a father, you gotta look at yourself and say, this is the way my analytics towards it. You can have a father who wasn't on a world-class level, but yet you can have seeds that are. These two cats are obviously going to do well, very, very well, coming up to their point to, make their statement in the professional ranks. They're very talented. Whatever, they had going on as kids or whatever they dad did. I mean, them cats are talented as hell, man, and they take it serious. Even the youngest brother they have, you know what I'm saying? All of them are like falling in line. They have that example to look after. They look at each other and probably be, trying to outdo one another when it comes to training, making sure they staying locked in and focused. You know what I'm saying? They ain't out here acting like the Charlos. At this point in time, they seem like they all locked in and they're going to push each other. But the good thing about it is when you're able to follow them and see them compete, up close and personal, and to see everything that they're doing in the ring up close. Certain people say they're up close to the ring, enough to trip a referee. But, I had the opportunity when he fought Nico Ali, which at that time I said that was his best performance because the dude was much bigger than Jahi Tucker. But, man, that was an awesome performance, man. A lot of shit you get to see and what you hear in the corner is, man, it's you can't even put a price on that, man. You can't even put a price on it. I haven't been able to see Jamali fight in the amateurs yet or whatever, but I just was able to see him spar for that small window he had down here in Atlanta. in the A, and that's all I really needed to see. And then I started paying attention to what Sean News was saying and seeing his videos online and shit like that. So I really started to tune in. Kid is mad talented. You know what I'm saying? Mad talented, man. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy part about it, they seem. I just pray, real talk. I just pray that they stay linked up as a family. You know what I'm saying? Because boxing's tough. You got two hitters. You got three sons, and two of them have mad potential right now to do big things in the sport. So really mentally, you gotta continue to say, okay, how do I continue to make this work? How can I continue to make this grow and blossom into something? That's a tough ass job, dog. That shit tough. You know what I'm saying? Getting him sparring. See, that's the crazy part about combat sports. You gotta get sparring. If it's difficult to get sparring in your hometown, you gotta find places to go. You know what I'm saying? You can't just put it in Google. You gotta make some phone calls, and then you gotta make that travel, and you gotta show up and get that work, man. That's what I'm saying. Being a father with these fighters, oh my God, dog, this shit is crazy. It makes me tired even thinking about this shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Marley, man. And y'all doing your thing, man. For real, congratulations, 4-time national champion, man. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? 4-time national champion, man. That's commendable. You know what I'm saying? That's honorable right there. It's honorable what Jahi Tucker's did so far, too, with his improvement since the first fight he had up to, the little adversities that he's been having this early in his career. I look at it like it's better to have him now. You know what I'm saying? It's better to go through what you went through your last 3 fights than continue to be this person that they saying never experienced adversity. You know what I'm saying? Like they saying about, certain other fighters in boxing. He's experienced adversity before. What adversity I'm talking about? They talking about, how fighters respond in adversity. I always talking about how Crawford did with Gamboa, how he did with Igor Kavalauskas. Well, Nico landed a good shot on Jahi in the first round, and he battled back in the first round. He wasn't on the ropes. He wasn't running around on the outside. You got to have a different type of mindset not to be in retreat. Time you feel yourself being forced in an uncomfortable position. You know what I'm saying? This is boxing. You get hit with a good shot. Now you're forced into an uncomfortable position where you have to use other tools to get you out of it. You got to use your mind. You got to use your conditioning. You still got to have the wherewithal to try to, navigate yourself out the storm. I'm looking through the camera lens. Me and Sean News looking through the camera lens on this shit. We see it went down. We saw the whole process of how he recovered. And then we saw the last 9 rounds. I mean, was it 8 rounder that day? Let me check. I totally forgot how many rounds that were. That was an 8 rounder, yeah. And then for the last 7 rounds, it was the 4th of July up in there, and at that time, prior to that, like this is on God, man. Like people always say on God, but I don't say that. But I'm saying it for this, right? Check this out. When I went down to the floor, the corral, right? We had already been, doing our thing, walking around, blah, 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 all that, right? So it got time for the fights, and I walked, and it really wasn't nobody in the arena yet, but I got down to the seats, and I looked at the ring. I said, that damn thing's small. Now, look, this is me not really processing the shit. I said, that ring is small as hell. I was like, God damn, that's a small-ass ring. I'm saying, why is the ring so freaking small? So, how our team be talking back and forth. So Shaw News started telling me about Jahi's opponent. So I'm looking him up and shit, and come to find out he fought as high as 177 pounds. And then, we was talking about some stuff off record and everything else. So I said, okay, now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. So, you get in there and you have a ring like that. It makes for a very interesting fight because it was a lot of people saying that he didn't have power, right? Jahi didn't have power. He was just a whole lot of flash, you know what I'm saying? He was dance hall affiliate. He'd be able to move and groove, pop you with some shots and get up out of there. But in this fight, I think he proved a lot of people wrong with, him being at 154 and how his shot placement is, how his movement and rhythm is, and his tenacity. You know what I'm saying? When you got a killer instinct and you tenacious like that, your shots are going to start affecting people. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they're just combination sets, man. You just keep that volume up there. You turn the volume up on the ass, and you had a bigger fighter. He was folding, man, with the body shots and the combinations Jahi was landing. And, I had the opportunity, I can say, I saw him in his first tough fight and his first moment of adversity that he fought out of in flying colors, man. That's a tough fighter right there. You know what I'm saying? That was some warrior shit. And then I was right next to the corner so I can hear everything they was talking about. I'm pretty sure, when the good thing about Jahi's performance and his potential to go to high levels is that by the time Jamali goes and take that step, he's going to pretty much have the foundation laid. I mean, the experience is going to be there. Their whole team is going to be on point. They're gonna be on point because of Jahi. They're gonna learn so much in building him up and seeing him climb the ladder. By the time his younger brother get up there, it's gonna be much more easier selling. You know what I'm saying? Especially to whoever he gets signed to, and the sponsorship deals and the potential NILs that's gonna take place. I think as a boxer, with what they're learning now, Team Tucker, I think Jamali is he has the potential to get that NIL, name, image, and likeness deal. He can, man. You know what I'm saying? He can. He has enough time to make that happen. It's just the right phone calls have to be made and the consistency. Because Frank Mir, his daughter, a wrestler in high school, she's the only one only athlete to be able to be signed by the UFC and use her own name, image, and likeness. So you can't say that it's impossible to happen just because of him, coming up in the amateurs and he haven't really made, his presence be known on the professional ranks yet. You can do this prior to. You can get set up. You get to know people, connect, build up your not clientele, but build up your network, build up your contacts. You know what I'm saying? Build up those individuals that you need to network with, and things are going to change for these two fighters, for real. Things are going to change. I think, at the end of the day, Jahi going through the doubt, I'll stand on it. Better for him to get it out the way now. You know what I'm saying? Even Teofimo Lopez went through a stint where he was, kind of, throwing elbows at top rank. You know what I'm saying? It was times where, he was going the purse bid. He was bucking the system. You know what I'm saying? He said top rank want the black fighters, they can keep them. And shit like that. He's full of controversy. Jahi went through Jahi is whatever he's going through. You know what I'm saying? His stuff has been different because to be talked about, on live television as if you're trash, basically. Like you always had a problem with supporting, a fighter that can actually fight. Now you got to look at yourself like, damn, where's the extreme biasness coming from? You know what I'm saying? Why are you so hell-bent on making an example out of this person with your voice? Why? What is this about? Why, when you put him on the top 10 prospects that's on the come up, the top 10 best prospects, why would you leave him off? I mean, what happened? What happened? Did he walk past you and tap you on your milk dud ass head? I mean, what happened? Because to basically go at a fighter that young and convince the people that he's about to go back there and get a blue slip and explain to the public, whoever they may be, those who's listening, that he's about to get released by Top Rank, while he's really in there putting on another boxing clinic, Jahi Tucker style. You feel me? Like, you can look at it however you feel, but you really need to take a look, Timothy, at the flaws that you had while you was fighting, and them criticizing you and how you saying you was getting death threats for the Pacquiao win, and you had to be forced to go back in there and stuff like that. You need to really take a look how you fought Provodnikov, the strategy that you use to take all that extensive punishment. But yeah, you have somebody like Jahi that you was dogging out, and every time he'd slip a punch, you say he was out of position. But you was in there going, ham, punch for punch with Provodnikov, talking about you had slurred speech weeks after your fight. You know what I'm saying? Weeks after your fight, you say you had slurred speech, and you got a family. But yet you up here dogging out a young fighter that has some of the best defense in the game, some of the best rhythm. You know what I'm saying? And he can box, and he can fight. And he doesn't have to be super motivated from the corner to turn the switch on. He doesn't require that. You know what I'm saying? He comes pretty much turnkey. All he's doing is he's continuing to improve. But that was despicable what, Timothy did. It was despicable, bro. You know what I'm saying? To do that to such a young fighter who had something that you never had. You didn't have defense like Tucker. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have defense like Tucker there, Bradley. You came over here on the YTC saying, I like when people keep my name in their mouth. But brother, I'm not trying to keep your name in my conversation. All I'm saying is this fighter is incredibly talented, and you just was up here trying to rake him across the coals. You was trying to vilify the heck out this fighter. And he'll get over it, though. You know what I'm saying? He'll get over it. But that wasn't called for, seriously. That wasn't called for to go that in detail of a fighter that was in there with a top 5 ranked middleweight now, who was specifically brought down to face Jahi Tucker. And they felt they had a game plan based off the first round of Nico Ali. So you had another big fighter coming down from middleweight who have watched film on Jahi Tucker, Nico Seknashvili fight, right? And they felt they had the great, the solid game plan. But this is where I'm saying Jahi is special, is because regardless of what they had, if you speak to his pops always, let you know that we prepared either way. We prepared. No matter what they talking about, we prepared. It don't matter. They could have looked at that fight all they want. We prepared for what we prepared for. We good. And he said, oh, it'll be a tough fight. You know what I'm saying? When he was going in there with Nico Seknashvili. Oh, it's gonna be a tough fight. He's a big guy. Xander Zayas sparring partner. It'll be a tough fight. You know what I'm saying? He be keeping it. Everybody, act like he don't be keeping it 100. You know what I'm saying? He be talking his shit the way it is. But to bring in another fighter who he really gave that dude a lesson, because his main intent was to go in there guns a-blazing in the early rounds, because they thought Jahi was vulnerable because he got caught by a fighter that he had 2 fights ago. You know what I'm saying? So that's what their problem was. They became a little bit complacent. They had an ulterior motive. They came down there for middleweight for whatever the freaking reason was now, to go in there and teach Jahi a lesson. Now I don't know the whole ends. All I know is that whole night and that whole fight and everything surrounding it was a bit funny to me. And with the freaking scrutiny coming from the commentary of Timothy Bradley, you know what I'm saying? How he was denigrating Jahi Tucker doing his fight as if he wasn't doing anything right. He's out of position when he's slipping punches. No, that shit was masterful, yo. That shit was masterful. Up close, this dude was trying to knock Jahi out on the inside. And he was finding out, God damn, his head. I just saw his head right here, and I threw the punch, and nothing landed. He was putting on a masterful clinic. You know what I'm saying? One thing Jaron Ennis said is that his pops taught him defense first. Back in the day, black fighters, we was known for what? Defense. You know what I'm saying? Slick, hit or not getting hit. That has somehow dissipated. But it makes sense to learn defense first. You know what I'm saying? However you learn a rhythm, do it, remediate it. And that's a beautiful sight when you get a fight that you can look at, like Jahi's last fight, and you can see how he was slipping punches on the inside at close distance. I'm talking about mere inches from his opponent, throwing punches. Like he's proven he can fight on the outside. He can fight on the inside. He can move or he can stand there and bang. That's a versatile fighter for only 12 freaking fights. So imagine, with everything in place, staying healthy and stuff, what he potentially would change in the sport, like his potential to have big fights in the future. Even Ness said Jahi Tucker was freaking entertaining. Come on now. Even the boxing voice said he was entertaining. People like watching him. But he was up there, being professional, being courteous. I guess it wasn't enough for Timothy. I guess it wasn't enough, man, because 1 minute seems like I heard him over there in the Nico fight. Yeah, I heard him over there giving Jahi praise and all that shit. And then, he lost to Nicholas Flass. And I saw some people's reaction over there at the commentary like they knew the shit was going to happen. And then he came back with even a bigger fight because Nicholas Flass didn't want the rematch. And he went in there and put on another performance, man, that is worth looking at his highlights. That's done, grossed over, millions and millions of views. You know what I'm saying? Special fighter, man. Still growing. Just turned 21, man. Salute to the young warrior. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to say that young lion shit because a lion isn't, the king of that. It's some animals out there that'll fuck a lion up for real. I ain't gonna lie. But I can't wait for Jamali to get on deck, man. They got a team that really know what the projection is, where they trying to go. And, Jahi's brother Jamali is tough too. You know what I'm saying? Of course he's in the amateurs, but, 4-time national champion. He's a southpaw too. He got a mean streak in him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they got some mad talent. I know they pop. When he have time to settle down, which probably ain't often. You know what I'm saying? He got some talent, man. He got some future world champions in his household. You know what I'm saying? Not in his gym, in his household. You know what I'm saying? That shit crazy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'll be able to keep that pace, man, for real talk. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'll be able to keep that pace. Having kids that's in the combat sport, that shit is different, dog. That shit is different. But shout out to them, man. I always, I tell y'all, man, go over there and make sure you, support Shaw News if you choose to. Man, I'm happy about what he got going on in his, how he's been able to elevate himself. I mean, he's really taken off. You know, you can see it in his content that's out here, how he's editing his footage. I mean, he's really one of the top channels out here, regardless of what y'all say about the numbers. The numbers, look, if you compare numbers and then you compare tools based off what they can complete behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying? All the areas that they have. You know what I'm saying? They AOR, we used to call them in the military and the Marine Corps. The area responsibilities that we get graded on an evaluation for promotion, right? So if you take all the areas, the AORs that he has to his accountability that he's dealing with, he really has a lot of tasks that he's doing behind the scenes that's prominent to the sport of boxing and making things move and shake. You know what I'm saying? They got sponsorships with Wise Owl that's popping off. You know, shout out to Wise Owl. And that's progress. I don't know what these other cats are looking at. Just these numbers and subscribers is so childish though. I'm seeing what he's doing, and I you know the reason why I can vouch for it because he's even made phone calls for me when I showed up to NY to help me out. I mean, get lodging, you know, food voucher, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've seen it with my own, you know, seeing the growth and everything. Well, he wasn't even nowhere where he was, but as I always tell him, with Jahi and Jamali, you are one of the engines. You know what I'm saying? They're a part of the engine, you know, to make this continue to speed forward. You know what I'm saying, through this boxing railway that y'all on right now. But when you have people that's doing administrative work and people that's making phone calls and trying to, you know, get more eyes on these fighters, even Jamali, that's very, very commendable. That's a work ethic. A lot of cats don't have the work ethic. Like you can get on here and do live streams and make thumbnails, all that. That's easy work. That's easy work. But I'm genuinely happy to see the growth from him doing it with the phone, him doing it with the camera, and then just switching it up and just learning how to freaking do the video editing with his daughters, you know, that's been helping him out. And I mentioned this like it might have been over a year. I say once his daughters get on board and get locked in, it's going to be a wrap. Because now they're going to be a part of the sport. I mean, they're going to be locked in before they even are out of their teams. You know what I'm saying? So they got a whole freaking family network that's going on over there that's basically learning about the sport of boxing. And all this media that he's putting out is very conducive to growing Jahi and Jamali Tucker brand out there. It's good shit, man. You know, from what I see on the outside, you know, I mean, people need to understand that you just can't look at the numbers. You know what I'm saying? I always say, oh, man, so-and-so don't have that, man. You choose not to pay attention. I mean, he has an office space that he's renting out. He's doing more than what people been doing that was on him before him. He's tightened up doing professional shit. Have people, I'm not sure who's recording him while he's actually in the office space, but you know what I'm saying? That's coming up with plans, right? That's coming up with plans. You're coming up with a routine. You know what I'm saying? You're providing a spreadsheet on how you want to grow. This is your projections. First of all, in order to improve anything, you know what I'm saying? He's in an office space. How many of y'all doing office spaces? How many of y'all look at it and say, oh, man, that don't mean it? It does. It really cleans it up. You know what I'm saying? It lets people know that, hey, I'm willing to go through this length to get an office space and do my live streams. And I'm also letting you know my work ethic with putting out all these videos and learning how to edit them different of who? Jahi Tucker, Jamali Tucker, and the team. That's what you do, man. And, you know, being in the gym. It's not. What other channels out here doing that? I know, you know, people sit up here and try to shut it down and say, oh, that people done did that. No, it's not that many content creators that has all the tasks to handle that's getting it done, you know what I'm saying, over and over again and repeat it. You know, so that's why I'm happy for the team right now, for them to continue to grow and make this a big deal than it already is. You know what I'm saying? So you can say what you like or don't like, right? But you have to face the reality that work is work. A lot of you all keep talking about stuff that's not even relevant. You don't know people, you don't know the contacts. You know what I'm saying? You don't know the contacts of these heavy hitters that's out here, these managers. There's a protocol on how you handle all this, making liaison and talking and trying to, connect this fighter to that, trying to get sponsorships, trying to get anything to build and get your fighter paid. You know? So if you're not doing that and you busy want to talk about views and subs, I mean, you worrying about the wrong thing, believe me. You know what I'm saying? It was at one point in time I sat down and had, lunch with David McWater, and I even presented the fighter to him. You know what I'm saying? While David McWater was up there eating caviar. Of course, I wasn't eating caviar. That's not my meal of choice. But it was a good feeling to sit down with David McWaters, somebody who I got, mad respect for, and then dealt with on several occasions. He even, I even did interviews with him online. I have people in my phone that's really prominent in boxing, but I don't talk about it on here. But every time, you get these people that want to criticize somebody, they act like they don't want to support the fighter just because they don't like them. No, support the fighter. The fighter is the fighter. But you're probably going to have to go through Shot News to really link that up. I know some of you all going to just go through the DMs. But a tight team, they're going to talk. They're going to communicate. Say, hey, what about this person right here? You know them, this, that, and I mean, you know what I'm saying? They're going to talk. Y'all need to be supporting these fighters. Even Jamali, man. I don't know what he's doing interviews, especially Jahi. You know what I'm saying? Jahi, he'll talk. He'll give you one of the best interviews, man. He definitely know how to articulate himself and have a dialogue. And that's not even the question. That's not even the question. And one thing I like about him, he don't act like an asshole at any given time I ever met him. That's when they came down here to the A to visit family for sparring. That's me seeing him in his backyard or wherever the case may be. I respect the brother because obviously he was raised well, and I ain't never seen no fakeness in him. Like he was hurry up and get rid of, get done with the interview. So I got things to do, man. I'm tired from sparring. Just held it down professionally, bro. That's somebody's kid. So you got to give them credit for the way they raise them because everybody doesn't have that in them. If they tired, they don't want to be bothered. Some people wear that shit and they'll let you know, man, hey, man, I only got 10 more minutes, man. Shit. I ain't never got that. You know what I'm saying? I get like they really trying to put their brand out there and they really trying to go about this the right way. You know what I'm saying? So be sure to support them, man. Be sure to show support and become a member of the channel. I know people want to talk about numbers, but listen, you have to link up with somebody who's making moves in the sport. I say again, it's better for you to link up while these fighters are young, and then you have someone like Shot News is making moves in the sport. I don't know what you continue to look at. You know what I'm saying? The numbers, you have the option to go over there and listen to what he got going on or not. If you're choosing not to only because you holding grudges, think about Jahi, think about Jamali. They the ones you should be concerned about. You know what I'm saying? You want to take a deep breath in and reach out and communicate to Shot News. That's on you. But y'all act like I ain't gonna support the fighter because that ain't it. Oh, he don't have that many views. That's not it. I know for a fact how he run the connects. Like I said, he done helped me out several times, man. And when he first saw me, I was covering Deontay Wilder heavy at the time. You know what I'm saying? The first time I even seen him over there in Brooklyn, we was, met up with each other and stuff like that. He introduced me to the Russell brothers, Errol Spence' uncle. But these cats up here acting like he lying and pretending to know these people. No, I was up there actually chopping it up with Errol Spencer's uncle for the longest of time. I mean, that Brooklyn shit was popping off real nice. I ain't gonna lie. That weekend was real nice. Very productive. You know what I'm saying? Being out there on the front lines, getting the media shit. Y'all have to understand, if they pay attention, right? It's only gonna get, his channel is only gonna get better. Me, I don't, get my channel, get on here and say, oh man, I gotta get this. I don't have no freaking number goals. I don't care who, the first time somebody come at me and they want to talk about how many people. If you want to pay attention to what I have and don't have, that's on you. I'm more focused on supporting the ones who's moving. You know what I'm saying? This is a person I've known for years now. So I know what they're, whatever those people want to say, but all I'm telling you all is to encourage you to basically pay attention to these fighters when they're young. You know what I'm saying? Show support. For Shaw News, while he's in the process of growing too, and helping out these fighters continue to expand their notoriety out here in this. That's the good shit. That's the positive shit. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no competition. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to stop trying to compete. And every time, you want to say something about another channel, you bring up numbers. You don't own YouTube. I see channels that's out here that was getting millions. YouTube is demonetizing because they got comfortable and they was growing and growing and growing, and YouTube might have felt they was in violation of something and shut them down. It happens. It doesn't mean it's permanent, but it happens. But you have to understand that when it comes to the resume, yeah, you want to look at the resume of the fighter too. But also, you got to look at the resume of his team. The team has to be tight for the fighters to move accordingly. And this is where we at with Team Tucker. You know what I'm saying? They got a bright future, both of these cats. I hope they stay safe. None of that, like I said, they raised very, very well. So, you know what I'm saying? They got mad potential to go out here and change and do some legacy defining achievements in the sport of boxing. You know what I'm saying? Even I say in the next several years, the next 3 to 5 years, for Jahi especially. So big shout out to them, man. You know what I'm saying? It's been a pleasure this far, seeing what's going on, and I encourage y'all to check it out. Let me get to this chat right quick. Dan Tan on deck. What it do, man? Mike on deck. Salute. Toby Bartlett on deck. Salute WCS in the hottest chat in the YTC. We're global, baby. We're global. Salute to Mr. International on deck, man. Salute. What's good? Jamali Tucker, UK Army. It's slime time. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? It's slime time for sure. Yep. So, I'm just encouraging y'all to sit up here and pay attention and show your support. It ain't difficult. You know what I'm saying? If you're a boxing fan, the boxer ain't did nothing to you. You know what I'm saying? So support the boxer. Shit. Don't forget Bam Bam. I couldn't include Bam Bam yet. The reason being, I don't want to give Bam Bam too much exposure. Because see what could potentially happen, the word get back to where he might be, man. Bam might be up in kindergarten or something, man, and start knocking dudes out. And then, he said, hey, it wasn't my fault. They start hearing about who my brothers were, and they start to test me. And see, they didn't know Bam was in the gym the way he was. I can't put his name out there like that. It might be somebody else's kid that's in the area and find out where Bam's at, attending kindergarten or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And Bam up there throwing those combinations. They say, sir, we have to suspend your child because obviously he's been watching too many, action movies. Well, I can use it right now. What are you talking about? You don't watch no action movies. And he ain't telling me, hey, he don't watch no action movies. Yes. The way he has been physically abusing his classmates. Oh, hold up. Physically abusing. Bam. What is this? Well, Dad, they came at me talking about, hey man, you think you some type of way? We know your two brothers, and one of your brothers fight on TV already, and we wanted to see what you was about. Oh, so he's defending himself. So he don't watch action movies. He's actually in the gym watching his brothers. Oh, so it's in the family. Yeah, it's in the family. Hey, whooping ass is in the family, dog. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I don't want to put Bam name out there too much, man. He's still young, and I don't want him, getting a name for himself, man. Having to put hands and touch on, touch them cheekbones and them jaw lines too early in his life. I don't want him up here detaching retinas. You know what I'm saying? Having kids at a young age, having medical evaluations for cataracts. You know what I'm saying? I don't want Bam to be responsible for that. You know what I'm saying? I want to keep his confidentiality. Just like they say, you're too young. You don't want to put the youngins out there too much, because people be trying to plot. They looking at the video, Bam, and they're throwing combinations and moving. So who's to say when presented the opportunity in a school setting, it won't go down, dog? He said, no, I'm good. Yeah, that's my brother, man. But what about you? Can you fight like that? Huh? You don't look like you being. No, man, I'm good. Hey, I'm just here to go to school, and I'm just here so I won't be fined, man. I'm just trying to live my life, man. I ain't bothering nobody. No, man, it ain't all about bothering nobody. I think you tough. You got a chip on your shoulder. Pop, 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 pop. I got these hands on my wrist. I don't have no chip on my shoulder. I got these hands on my wrist though. Bam be up there, goddamn, having them bring him. They be bringing Bam. They have pizza days. They be bringing. Hey, did you want the pizza? You can have it if you want it. No, I'm good. I don't really eat all that stuff like that, man. Is you good? I don't need you to bring me nothing either. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. You sure you don't need the extra milk? No, I'm good. Now don't bring me nothing. We good, y'all. We got that shit settled, okay? Everything good. I'm gonna be up in there like he getting commissary in that bitch, man. I like Shaw's video when Coach Ream tells Bob Arum $1 Million Molly is next. Tucker wrote that he's gonna sign up. Yeah, for sure, man. Like, the good thing about preparation, it prevents all that other stuff. Proper preparation, man. You start ironing out the wrinkles with Jahi. So when Jamali comes on deck and turn professional, it's a lot of avenues he's able to take, because they've already learned how to go there, how to drive that roadway to get him where he need to be early. It's gonna be special, man. You know what I'm saying? Jahi's already special, but them two, they're gonna be fighting at the same. They're gonna be on professionals at the same time, man. Like, I'm talking about, they're gonna be active professionals at the same time. It's gonna be something, to witness. Shout out to Bruce Gas Boxing Jazz some more, the OG in the building. What's good with it, Bruce? Shout out to Jessica on deck. I see you. Salute to you. Queen in the building. Conquest 2 on deck. I see you. What's good with it? Appreciate the ones, Conquest and MD, and all the other ones that dropped some nuggets in the DMs, man, the boxing nuggets. Believe me, if I don't get to them that very day, I will get to them, as far as a live stream. Because it's definitely something I want to talk about that somebody dropped me. But yeah, man, just pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Support these young fighters. Very talented, respectful, young fighters in the game too. You know what I'm saying? Very humble. But both of them have that switch on them. They're very talented, skill-wise. And, all I can say is, it's only going to get better from here. I hear the little chatter where people, they want to criticize, him losing to Nicholas Flash, but they have to understand, if you're gonna bring up his one loss, the fighter that you support, and let's see how he responds in a situation like that. We don't have to sit up here and wonder what Jahi does in adversity. We already seen it. You know what I'm saying? I know Ortiz was from Team Minutes was quick to bring up, don't he have one loss already? And you need to be careful where you treading with that, because see where he's at right here with 12 fights, he's already experienced adversities. You know what I'm saying? Ennis haven't experienced that. But I knew, something told me you was gonna take a pop shot and tell me don't even have a loss already. If you said that without really including his last fight, fighting a top 5 ranked middleweight, and Jahi, because of Jahi fighting him the way he did and had the performance he did, he even dropped down in the rankings. You know what I'm saying? So people need to, really pay attention to what matters. Real talk. They need to pay attention to what matters, because I thought the guy was brought down there for ulterior motives on a mission. I guess to cancel Jahi out, I don't know. But once again, toughness, you know what I'm saying, boxing IQ, agility. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot that goes along with his fighting style that you're just not going to go in there and say, I'm going to run over this dude. It's just nothing's going to give you that based off his mentality as a fighter. Dude got a killer instinct, man. But, catch him outside the ring with glasses and shit, walking on the block, you would never think that. But it's going to get more and more difficult for him to, be out there. You know what I'm saying? Because more popularity. It's a lot of fans out there love seeing Jahi Tucker fight. So it's only going to get tougher and tougher as he grows and more people, tune in, his social media grows and stuff like that. And, it's only going to be that much better for his brother Jamali when he finally turned professional. You feel me? So shout out to them, man. Team Tucker in the building. Shout out to Team Tucker in the building. As far as, what else we have going on this week, we have Teofimo Lopez, and I know everybody is coming over here. They're talking and providing their input. Once again, people believe that Jermaine Ortiz is going to go in there and dust, and wipe Teofimo Lopez. That's the dangerous part about what I said about Jahi. I guess they're getting the impression that they just easy. With Teofimo Lopez, they truly believe that they're going to start using the Cambosis like they did freaking Yorkis Gamboa with Crawford. I hear people continue to talk about that shit. But this man has had 3 fights. He had 3 fights at freaking super lightweight. And his 3rd fight was a championship fight versus an opponent that was the undisputed 140-pound champion. Never lost his titles. And I told people he was going to be a champion when he moved up to 140. Now, all of a sudden, a fighter who lost to Lomachenko, they're up here talking this talk that Tio's going to have a hard time and he's going to get knocked out. He's already beat Lomachenko. What's wrong with you boxing fans? He's already beat him, man. He beat him before Ortiz even got around to beat him. Why are they so quick to say, Tio, he ain't ready, he ain't this, he's mentally this, that, and the other. And Jermaine Ortiz probably gonna have the best performance. He might have the best performance. It might be a knock him out, drag out fight. But just sit here thinking that he's a bum. I don't know what y'all mindset is when it comes to this shit. Y'all want to keep on bringing up Cambosis. Why, man? Cambosis is in the rear view. You know what I'm saying? Tio fought him before he fought Devin. Y'all got to talk about Devin before you talk about Tio. He beat him twice in his backyard. Twice, man. Took his titles and everything. Then he went up there and fought Lomachenko. But for Teofimo Lopez, y'all underestimated how skilled this cat is. You know what I'm saying? He's special in his own way, man. His mindset, man, I'm telling you. The level which he thinks and how he processes situations, very confident, very smart, methodical, does things his way, the T.O. way. He ain't trying to, do it like everybody, I mean, he retired and then somebody else retired. He want to freaking negotiate higher. Somebody else want to negotiate higher. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he does things his own way and it's working for him. He's getting mass sponsorship. The sponsors want to fuck with him. So when it comes down to these people that I'm listening to, I say, what are y'all paying attention to? He continued to grow with sponsorships and y'all continue to talk about Kambosos. I don't get it. Really, I just don't get it. It's stupid. You keep on talking about a fight that's already over. He has another championship and a lineal title. Why do y'all continue to voice that? Oh man, look what Kambosos, that was at a lower weight class, and he been there for like 8 years. Why do y'all act like this man can't box? I'm not taking nothing away from Jermaine Ortiz. It's gonna be a good fight. It's Thursday. All right. I'm just saying the fight is Thursday. All right. That's 3 days away. And I look for it being a good fight. Shout out to the Mason, Abdullah Mason. He's going to be back in the ring again. You know what I'm saying? Very talented up and rising fighter. Shout out to the Mason family, man. They got them boys on deck, them young men. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to his pops. They got a whole family over there doing the damn thing too. Keyshawn Davis back on deck fighting Jose Pedraza, man. That's going to be a good fight people going to be looking for. The odds are trash. You know what I'm saying? The odds is really trash in these fights, but hey, unless you can predict the round, you're really not going to do anything unless you know what I'm saying, put a parlay together or something like that. Who else is on there? Let me go back to, where was it? So T.O.'s 19-1. He has 20 fights, 13 knockouts. So I don't know if this is still true or not. Have they removed him? I saw Vargas on there. They got Alan Garcia that's 10-0, facing Tomas Ornelas. See if that fight's still happening, because it seemed like Vargas was on there when I looked at it. And then Antonio Cepeda facing Lamir Riley. But, you got Abdullah Mason facing Benjamin Gurmit, 8-0. Abdullah Mason is undefeated, 11-0. George Acosta, 17-1. Rene Garon, I think that's a TB. Sums up with that. Let me see what this means. They probably still waiting on approval for him, it seems. And of course, Keyshawn Davis and Jose Pedraza is going to be the co-main event, and Teofimo Lopez and Jermaine Ortiz. Jermaine Ortiz is 17-1-1. You know what I'm saying? Teofimo right now is 26 years of age. And Jermaine Ortiz, he's young too. He's 27. So both of them are young. You know what I'm saying? They have one loss apiece. Of course, in my opinion, Teofimo resume is better, of course. That's a no-brainer. And it's going to be a pretty good night of fight, especially when it comes down to, getting to the third fight on the first fight on the main card and shit like that. Yeah, it's going to be good, man. It's going to be good. Real talk. I got Teofimo, winning via decision. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Ortiz, He lost to Lomachenko, but it was via unanimous decision. I don't see Teofimo knocking out Jermaine Ortiz. I don't see it. I see him putting on a boxing lesson. Anything can happen. It's difficult to tell sometimes. I think Jermaine Ortiz is tough, but you never know, man. Like, styles make fights. So, the same lingo all the time, man. The same jargon, I swear. You don't want to see a fighter that's going to knock out another fighter that only has one loss via unanimous decision. Then you go in there and get knocked out. You say, God damn, what the fuck, dog? You know what I'm saying? What is this about? People trying to build up. It's been word out there that, Teofimo win this fight Thursday. They're going to be looking for the winner of Pitbull and Isaac Cruz. And you have to say to yourself, if they're trying to unify, what's wrong with that? I thought Ryan Garcia was going to get the pick of the litter and be able to be the one to step in there and fight Rolly. I really thought he'd be able to pull it off. Seriously, I really thought Ryan Garcia had his shit together after coming off the Tank Davis fight, and he'd be the one to fight Rolly. Because I had him winning. I had him beating Rolly. But he come talking about if he beat Rolly, it wouldn't be no title. It would be a title that you never had. You know what I'm saying? You should have went there and fought that shit. Definitely. That would have been a world title. So I don't know where all this damn, nobody would have respected me. Come on now. Come on, bro. What are you talking about? You would have won there and beat Rolly. You would have actually won the championship fair and square without no controversy. Look at Rolly. Rolly won that shit through controversy, man. So it's only up from there. You would have won there and beat Rolly. Then you would have won it legitimate. You just can't go in there and say because it was Rolly, nobody's going to respect the fact. Yeah, they would. They would have respected it. You know what I'm saying? Now it would have put you in bigger fights. Either to fight Teofimo, Devin Haney, Subriel Matias. Either or. But, they say they targeting the winner of Rolly Pitbull. I don't know if y'all heard Sean Porter. But Sean Porter said Keith Thurman is going to beat Tim Tszyu. I'm just putting that out there. I just wanted to put that out there. Speaking of Teofimo fight, Jermaine Ortiz has made it known that he's going to get the knockout upset. Now, once again, a lot of people have been putting it out there that T.O. was dropped by Kambosos. So he, and he was, I think he was dropping another fight too, I think. But, when it comes down to talk, it's all good. You can have the talk all day long. It all depends on, who brings their A game, so to speak, who has the best strategy, who's getting the best advice, who had the best fight camp. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot that goes into fighters. Jermaine Ortiz, he ain't no bum. Not at all. So it's gonna be a good fight, man. Transition from there, Tank Davis, man. A lot of people giving him flack for potentially fighting Conor Benn. I don't know what the direction of him fighting Conor Benn. People have been criticizing the hell out of Tank, but once again, if he's able to make millions, not fighting fighters that people want him to fight, the boxing fans want him to fight, he continue to make millions off of that shit. The money is longer than the belts, man. Seriously, the money is longer than the belts. The money holds more value when it comes to the monetary value than belts. When it comes to the longevity of money, it far exceeds that of belts. People want to, in some fighters' case, they need belts. But you have to look at how unique it is for Tank to be able to fight on pay-per-view. And he's not fighting the so-called big names that people want him to fight. But he's grossing millions, man. Isn't that unique? The metric that he's being able to take advantage of, that he's worked his way up to, that people want to see him go in here And yeah, it's some fight fans want to see him go up here and fight the big name, and it's some fans that's looking at it like, man, Tank can fight his ass off. So it wouldn't make a bit of difference if he fought so and so, this person, that person. But that's all I'm sitting on tonight, man. I just want to come in here and really, do a live on um, Jahi Tucker and his brother Jamali Tucker. Appreciate everybody. Shout out to the hottest chat in the MF game. Salute to y'all. Continue to support the channel as always, man. And we should do it again.